TitleMatchNetwork.com.
You guys did some six-man matches against Hogan back in like the early 80s, mid-80s actually, I'm sorry. What do you remember about working with Hogan?
Well, for me at that time, I had a lot of, like everybody probably in WWF, Hogan was the money man. Like he was the guy that was the star of the show. No one doubted that or any dispute with that. So I was trying really hard to have as good a match with him as I possibly could. And I just kind of regret that we didn't work with him more times. I would like to have Hogan, his father, Hulk Hogan's father, was a huge Hart Foundation fan.
Oh, he loved us. He might have loved us more than his own son.
Yeah, Hulk would always tell us that his dad, his favorite part of the wrestling show was the Hart Foundation. He was a big Hart Foundation. But we got along pretty good with Terry in those days, and I think we were trying really hard to give him everything we could and give him and sort of win his confidence.
Right.
We only had a few matches with him, but I remember we had a match one time, me, Jim, and Honky Tonk against. It was a beautiful match. Macho Man, Steamboat, and Hogan in Montreal. And we had a great match, and I think everybody involved kind of got a little bit of their own in. Like it wasn't just the Bret Hart show. It was Jim got his stuff in, and Honky got his. And we had such a great match. I think we saw unbelievable potential in all of us. Like I think we all were really confident about what happened after the match was over, about the reaction and the response we got. But it never went anywhere. It's just one of those things that was like it was gone after that.
No, Hogan's a big single on a tag situation with him, but they don't. 6 man. They don't. It's not long.
Hogan was
long with career.
He used to do that clothesline in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and that was stiff as hell. It was like he wasn't getting somebody to drive a truck at you.
Didn't get trying to come out.
He did. It was always stiff and always hurt. And a lot of guys got hurt by that. And, that's the only thing I remember. I don't know. I think he gave me that clothesline in the corner, and I remember hurt my hand like that. There's a certain age, and I know I reached a certain point. I'd say when I was about 40, where you can keep going and keep pursuing your career because everything you know is wrestling, and all your friends and everything. Your whole life is wrestling, and the hotels and the cars and the fans and the buildings and the gym and the whole thing. Everything is wrestling. You can keep pursuing that, or you can go back and be with your family and save your family. And I knew I was at a crossroads a few years ago, and I think I tried to go back and save my family. And I don't even know that. I think I failed even in that. But I think there's a point where you realize that you can jump off, get off, or you can keep going and you sell your soul to the wrestling business and you become part of it forever till your last dying breath. And I think that's what's happened to Flair. He's got no family anymore. He's lost everything. He had a new wife or new this or new that, but it doesn't matter. Everything is wrestling. Everything is what he did yesterday with Brody and what he did with this guy and what he did with. That's what it becomes. And Hogan, I think I stayed with Hogan at his house, and Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan 24 hours a day. If you knocked on Hulk Hogan's door, he's going to answer the door. He's going to have spandex type, red spandex with yellow cowboy boots, and he's going to have the bandana. That's how he is. He's Hulk Hogan 24 hours a day. And for him to step back and be Terry Bollea is impossible for him. He doesn't. And I'm not begrudging him for that. I think everybody's, country singers or rock and roll. Mick Jagger can be Mick Jagger and Rolling Stones forever. The wrestlers, you can't really be the great wrestlers. I wouldn't want to. I don't want to go, hang on too long. I would promise myself that I wouldn't. With guys like Hogan, they can't give it up. Wrestling's like an addiction.
You can't turn it off.
TitleMatchNetwork.com